Hey, welcome to Serial at Midnight. It's a new release spotlight. We got over 3 dozen new releases here that we're going to cover in this video. Most of them come from August 2023. Now look, here's the deal. If you saw my video about taking a break from collecting, I talked about how so many of us are dealing with a burnout or being overwhelmed. And I confessed to really struggling to keep up with the volume that's coming out. I can't even get to all of it, let alone do reviews for all of it, right? And you know, reviews always for the stuff that I care about, the things that I have passion for and that I have things to say about. Those reviews always show up at CerealAtMidnite.com. There's hundreds of reviews there on Letterboxd, even the critics section of IMDb. A lot of you guys have discovered Serial at Midnight through that. So this video is sort of like a public service announcement. It's, hey, this stuff is coming out. This is what it looks like. Here's what's included. You make up your own mind, right? You do you. I'm not selling anything. This is not a review. These are just sort of showing you everything that's new. And this allows me, by going through these quickly without getting too bogged down, this allows me to cover a large amount of stuff in a shorter amount of time. So with that out of the way, let's kick it off with the new 4K for Babylon 5, The Road Home. Now, Babylon 5 is so far in my rearview mirror, I don't remember a whole lot about it. This is an animated movie. It's a multiverse movie. This is like the year, well, I guess it's been like the 2 years, because it started last year, of multiverse stories. And this is now a Babylon 5 multiverse story. Again, it's computer animated. And it's a 4K. It looks good for what it is. So later in the year, I think it's at Christmas time, Warner Brothers is issuing Babylon 5 on Blu-ray, the complete series. I kind of wish that they'd done that first so that those of us who don't really remember all the ins and outs of Babylon 5 could have caught up with it. Maybe this is like a primer. But anyway, this is like the latest Babylon 5 story. I want to give credit where it's due. This is Warner Brothers. They have given us a 4K, a Blu-ray, and a digital code. That is big for Warner Brothers. I don't want to take that for granted. I wish they would do this for some of their more classic properties. Some of the movies that we've only been getting on 4K, like Enter the Dragon in the US, only on 4K, no Blu-ray. A lot of the legacy features get dropped. That's not the case here, although these are new features. There's nothing legacy here because it's all brand new. This is what's included, so that's cool. Roman Holiday from Paramount, who's been doing 4K really well because they give us the 4K, the Blu-ray, the digital code. If they don't include a Blu-ray, they add the special features to the 4K. So you're not missing any legacy features. That's my biggest beef, is when we drop legacy features. Some of you guys are like, I don't care about special features. I do. So I love when they're included. Here's the thing about Roman Holiday on 4K. It looks really good, but I don't really see a whole lot of difference between the Blu-ray and the 4K. It does have, the 4K does have HDR. And some people are like, well, why put HDR on a black and white movie? You can't tell. Well, I think you can tell. It makes the blacks blacker. You look at something like Casablanca, which is breathtaking in 4K. This is a little bit of a step up on 4K, but I think it's just because of the HDR, really. But, great movie. This is now the definitive presentation of Roman Holiday, probably the end of the line as far as restorations or transfers. And they've included, we got the special features that have been carried over here. So it's a great addition to buy Roman Holiday. Metalocalypse, Army of the Doomstar. This is the new Metalocalypse movie. Again, we got Venture Bros did this, Venture Brothers, and now Metalocalypse, where it's kind of like a movie finishes the story. This has one special feature behind the metal curtain, and it does have a huge poster of this artwork inside. Blu-ray and digital code here. So, Asteroid City, it's Wes Anderson. Look, I love Wes Anderson. Your mileage of Wes Anderson, I think he's an auteur. I think he's making movies. Like, I watched this with my family. I watched this with my wife and my teenage daughter, and we were just like, I don't know who this is for, but I appreciate it. Like, I mean, it's not a mainstream movie. Wes Anderson is making movies they're just for him, I feel like. And that's really cool, because I'm so tired of mainstream watered down products, just movies that are homogenized and feel like just big spectacle movies. That's not what Wes Anderson does. So I liked it. I think it's going to grow on me the more I watch it. And a testament to the film, special features wise, it's lame. It's really been crippled because there's no commentary, there's no like substantial making of. I think together all of these little docs, these little making of things add up to 7 minutes, and they don't, like, some of them are silent. They tell you nothing. But here's the cool part. There's a book by Wes Anderson talking about, and I bought it. It's talking about the influence. It's the 50s Western, mid-century cinema. It's a collection of essays. It's a collection of like reviews and newspaper articles and all kinds of things. It's his research for this movie. I wish some of that had been included here on this edition, but look, I'll take the book anyway. So as someone who loves film and filmmaking and like adores the Royal Tenenbaums, I really liked Asteroid City. It's kind of unclear exactly what some of it's about. I think I know what it's about. That's when you know you're watching art, is when it's open to different interpretations and they all seem kind of valid. So I really liked it. But at the same time, I'm not recommending it because it's not for everybody. Primetime Panic 2, Fun City Editions. This is the sequel to, I have this right over here, Primetime Panic 1. It is a collection of TV movies, right? From the golden age of TV movies. And it's got a ton of special features. The way I talked about this on social media when it first came in is like TV movies being given the respect that they deserve, because they were, you know, I know people want to be like, TV movies. I think we've seen a renaissance of this with people like Amanda Reyes and Lee Gambin really championing the art of the television film, because there is a lot of art in that genre, in that medium. And so we got numerous commentaries here. I'm going to hold this up. Numerous commentaries. It has this lengthy, this booklet here, which is done in the style of TV Guide. And so it's absolutely magnificent. I will probably be reviewing the movies themselves. Some of you guys are like, why do you write reviews? Just make a video. No, because written reviews are the best way to convey all the nuances and all the ideas, and they're not for everybody, just like Asteroid City, but the people that connect with those do connect with those, and that's the way that I choose to do that. So, you know, I'll do 4K movie reviews here on the channel from time to time, but there is no substitute for a thoughtful written review that really gets into the nuances of what I want to say, and I can't do that in a video unless I was reading from a script, and I refuse to do that. Weird Science has arrived on 4K from Arrow Video. Now, this is a title that Arrow has already released on Blu-ray. The 4K benefit is there. If anything, remember, anything shot on film is going to benefit from a 4K presentation. If you already have the Blu-ray, this is just the 4K. Just the 4K disc. We do have a booklet. They've carried it. Oh, man. We do have the booklet carrying over all of the written materials. We got an Amanda Reyes again. Alexandra Heller-Nicholas, and you know, dense with text. This, we're living, okay, this is probably not the place to rant on this. We're witnessing a shallowing of society, in which even a YouTube video now is like, I don't have time for that. Give it to me in 15 seconds. I reject that. I will combat that with everything in my being. Things that are meant to be said need to be said, and the best way to say them. We got our double-sided poster, and it's loaded up with special features too. You're just not getting a Blu-ray. So for those that are debating an upgrade, hopefully I've given you all the information that you need. Also from Arrow, New Fist of Fury. This is Jackie Chan, directed by Lo Wei. What year is this? 19... Nah, it's not going to tell me. This is another martial arts movie. We're being blasted with martial arts movies. We got the double-sided poster, double-sided artwork. And the booklet here. Also from Arrow. There's one Arrow title that's coming out in August that I don't have, so it might have been delayed. Unman, and Zigo. I know nothing about this movie, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But it's produced by and starring David Hemmings from Blow Up and Deep Red, and it's 1971. It seems interesting, and they've really, the full bells and whistles again with the reversible poster with the two pieces of art I just showed you. Here's the table of contents. So if you've seen this movie, let's talk about it, because I will eventually be reviewing it, but right now it is an unknown quantity to me. This is incredible. So this comes from Radiance. We have 2 new releases from Radiance Films. I talked to Fran Simeone, who is the founder of the company. So we have A Moment of Romance, which I've heard great things about. 1990, directed by Benny Chan. The love that goes into these is breathtaking. So we'll talk about that when I've seen the movie. But this box set of it's the Cosa Nostra, Damiano Damiani, 3 Mafia Tales starring Franco Nero, who is Django. Did I point to the right thing? Django, right there. And this is the kind of thing, when I talked to Fran Simeone, I was like, what I would love to see more of is Italian cinema, because in America, so we got the giallo stuff, we're getting spaghetti westerns, like at a pretty heavy pace. There's a lot of other stuff that, Raro Video may have focused on at one point in time, but they haven't been given the attention and restoration that they deserve, and that's what their Radiance is really focusing on a lot of that stuff. Italian comedies. There's an Italian comedy box set I want to get my hands on. So these are the films, and every one of these you have multiple pieces of the key artwork, and it's also got a reversible cover. I'll show you all 3 of these. And extensive. This book is not a booklet. This is a book. This is just a book. 118-page book with, look at this. One of the things that Fran called out on social media is that they always try to end the booklet with a picture from the, still from the film or one of the films. I find the table of contents for you guys. It's magnificent, and these are loaded with features. We've got, what's the best way for me to show you this? I'll hold this up. They're all listed here. Mike Malloy, who I have so much respect for, and his knowledge of this particular genre, he's involved with these. There's so much stuff here. So we'll be talking more about these 2. I will probably be covering every movie from the set in my reviews, and I've told you where to go, and a lot of you know anyway. 2 from Cauldron. These were formerly, they've already been issued in limited edition versions. Now these are the standard versions. So we got City of the Living Dead on 4K, Frankenstein 80 on Blu-ray. You know the drill. They've got reversible. Well, first of all, this one, Blu-ray special features disc, 4K disc, 3-disc set, reversible artwork. It's gorgeous artwork, by the way. What does it mean, standard version? So if you are, it basically means you could always get these at Diabolic DVD, but now you can get these at other retailers like Amazon, and I'm not even sure if maybe your Best Buys, your big box stores. Basically these go out to a retail market instead of just an online, But you can always, Diabolic DVD. Some of the creators behind Cauldron are the same people at Diabolic DVD. So Frankenstein 80 has a lot of features here. By the way, I didn't show you. Let's do this. Freeze that if you want to read everything. From VCI, Jack Armstrong, the Serial 19. What year is this? 1947. So I'm about halfway through this. I'll tell you what's interesting. It looks great. Restored Blu-ray, 2 discs. Jack Armstrong. There's a scene, I think it's in episode 5 maybe. It's the rope bridge scene from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, 1947. Almost nothing. The more you dig into history, I made a video like, what did I call it? It was about Liechtenstein and the art of appropriation, and I was talking about like what's actually new. There's so much that's just been borrowed from other things. The more I dig into like Alan Ladd movies and serials of the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, the more I'm like, Star Wars and Indiana Jones are just like a pastiche of everything that these guys, that Lucas and Spielberg loved when they were kids. It's like the whole group of heroes, the main guy, Jack Armstrong, the like grandpa kind of character, fedora, brown leather jacket. I mean, I assume it's brown. It's in black and white. The woman, like everybody's crossing. I say the woman, like the female lead of the series. They're all crossing this rope bridge. The bad guys are behind him, like the restless natives are behind him, and they're on the other side. That they're trapped on the rope bridge. The rope bridge gets cut. Ooh, they all go. It's exactly the same as the Temple of Doom. Even some of the silhouettes look exactly the same. They don't cut it with their own machete. That's the only difference. But like that Lucas and Spielberg saw these things when they were kids, and they were like, "Whoa!" And they just remembered it and logged it away. Also from VCI, The Only Way. It's a Jane Seymour movie from 1970. This is pre Live and Let Die, right? Live and Let Die was what, 71? Anyway. World War II story, Jane Seymour. It's got a bonus, Reunion, 1946, a documentary directed by Henri Cartier-Bresson, the story of the prisoners liberated from the Nazi concentration camps. I don't know if this was a theatrical movie or a TV movie. It's rated G, so that leads me to believe theatrical, but I don't know anything about this. This is not a story that has been on my radar. Also from VCI, El Gangster. This is a Arturo de Cordova. Let's see, from director Luis Alcorviza by actor Arturo de Cordova. VCI is really leaning into some of their Spanish language licenses, their licenses with Mexican cinema. This comes out of that. It's a 1965 movie, video essay by Dr. David Wilt. I'm excited about this. The Cisco Kid. A movie collection from VCI, 13 movies on 5 DVDs. Gilbert Roland, Duncan Ronaldo. I watch Westerns most weekends. I'm watching at least one Western, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. This is going to fuel me for the next few months here because these I've got a Cisco Kid TV set. Now I have the movies too. There's a bunch of these movies. I hope that these sell well so that we can get more movies. A while back, one of the studios released the Durango Kid set. It was like 10 Durango Kid. I think there's 42 Durango Kid movies. And they put out 10 on DVD. And that's all we got. I'm like, but what about the rest? So you have to go to alternate sources for those. You have to go to piracy for that. And I don't want to have to go to piracy for stuff. I want to be able to support companies to restore them. This comes from VCI as well. Does anybody remember Denver, The Last Dinosaur? I enjoyed this show when I was a kid. Now, full disclosure, I haven't touched this yet. I have not popped this in my player yet. I don't know if, some things, nostalgia is a double-edged sword, right? You remember it fondly. When you try to go back, sometimes it'll slap you, So it's 50 episodes. It's the complete series. The idea is he's like a surviving dinosaur in today's, in the 80s. What is this, 88? Yeah, 1988. Hey, I didn't even look. I was like, 88? Because I remember about how old I was when I was watching this. Great theme song, Denver, the last dinosaur. Go check it out. And anyway, so this has been done well too. We got a booklet, which is crazy because who does booklets anymore with episode synopses? And here's more cartoons from VCI, and check out how they've done the discs. So that is that's a sexy set, my friends. How many episodes are we doing per disc here? 10 episodes per disc, 22-minute episodes, about 220. It's pretty good. That didn't have any special features, did it? It does have special features. Interview with the president of WEP. Pardon me. Those. From MVD, we have The Thief Collector, a documentary about a stolen painting. That's, I'm trying to just go with what I've read here. I haven't watched it yet. But I enjoy good documentaries about interesting subjects, and that seems like one of them. All right, we're halfway, guys. We're halfway. Some of this is going to go pretty fast, though, because I don't have much to say. Duran Duran, A Hollywood High. This is from MVD. It's a Blu-ray, region-free, ABC 0. It's a feature-length docu-concert film bringing to life Duran Duran's deep and lasting relationship with Los Angeles. Look at the color, the use of color. This is a booklet. It does come out. I know this is a big deal for music fans, and I am a music fan. MVD stands for Music Video Distributors. Wrong Reasons, also from MVD, from executive producer Kevin Smith. What did he ever do? Just kidding. This has got Kevin Smith all over, like the Kevin Smith family of creators. So again, I haven't watched it yet. I just know what I've heard about it and the hype around it. So it's Ralph Garman. Let's see. From director Josh Roush, and features an all-star supporting cast that includes Teresa Ruiz, Dave Koechner, Daniel Roebuck, Keith Coogan, and introducing Liv Roush in her first starring role. Music that includes Tim Armstrong, L7, Black Flag, The Wipers, Channel 3, William Elliott Whitmore, The Unseen, Byproduct, and more. It's when an ambiguously intentioned masked man, James Parks, the Hateful Eight, kidnaps a drug-addicted punk singer, Liv Roush, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. It triggers a police investigation headed by Detective Charles Dobson, Ralph Garman, as well as a media circus. So if you like the... It's not the View Askew universe anymore, is it? But if you like the Kevin Smith family of creators, then this is going to be right up your alley. And it has a lot of special features here. I'll just flip that around. From Mill Creek Entertainment, Nefarious. This is a big deal. This is Sean Patrick Flannery. Check it out with the slipcase, the O card, O-ring, the cardboard O-ring. And they've got a lot of, get back in there. Got a lot of features. Hopefully you guys can read those. So I know these horror movies do very well for Mill Creek Entertainment, and they've gotten involved in making their own now, producing films. Some of them that get theatrical distribution. Music and Romance Collection, also from Mill Creek Entertainment. So this is a good way to pick up 6 relatively obscure or hard to find movies on Blu-ray. Now they're sharing discs, right? It's a 3-disc set. One of the discs is stacked on top of another disc. So that's 2 movies per disc. For me, having Shout on Blu-ray, so I have Shout. It's a John Travolta movie from, it's before his Pulp Fiction renaissance. I have a DVD of that I can now retire and upgrade this to the HD copy. So Captain Corelli's Mandolin, Connie and Carla, The Man Who Cried, The Caveman's Valentine, Madame Susatska. I don't even know. I don't even think I've ever heard of that movie before. It's a Shirley MacLaine movie from, what year? 1988? Anyway, this is a great way to pick up some obscure movies. I like when Mill Creek does those like kind of bundle packs. They're also doing stand-up comedy, so we got Gary Owen, 2 comedy specials on DVD. These are DVD. And another one, Angela Johnson Reyes on DVD, 2 specials on DVD. They've also done Maria Bamford. They did Jim Gaffigan. Mike Birbiglia, I believe, was the 3rd one. So they're leaning into these comedy specials, and I like that. Here's a documentary from, this should have been in the MVD stuff. This is, I tried to group everything by distributor. Documentary called Every Night It's a Saturday Night, The Rock and Roll Life of Legendary Sax Man Bobby Keys. Look at who all it features. So I love my music video documentaries, and Have we already talked about that? I feel like maybe I covered that in a previous video, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I try to cover. I post about this stuff on my social media when it first hits, most of the time. I feel like I've already talked about it, but maybe not. Invaluable, the story of an epic artist. This is about. Let's see, how do they write it up? Sam Raimi's 1981 film, The Evil Dead. By the way, the first Evil Dead is still my favorite. It's a horror masterpiece. It's a feature-length documentary about the life and art of Tom Sullivan and his involvement with the Evil Dead film series. Assembled from amazing archival Super 8 film footage, High 8 VHS, and vintage audio tapes, it's a unique sentimental portrait of a man who helped make one of the greatest horror franchises of all time. It's from Synapse, I should say. And it does have whoosh, reversible artwork. Who's this guy? Who's this handsome guy with the square jaw? The lantern chin. And where is his boomstick? From Cult Epics, this is Broken Mirrors. And it has a new 4K restoration and an audio commentary and an interview. I think it's got reversible artwork. It does not have reversible artwork, but it does have... what would you call that? This is art on the inside of the wrap. From 88 Films, Taxi Hunter. This is a different kind of slipcover for 88 Films too. This is it's like matte printed cardboard. Feels closer to what Vinegar Syndrome does, honestly. Does this have reversible art? Yes, it does. Let me flip this around. Well, here, I'll show you. Better here. Better here. Better here. Better here. Can you read the letter at the top of the chart? Eye doctor jokes. This was this poster, double-sided poster with the two pieces of artwork on it. And a lot of special features here. So again, further evidence that we are being blasted, I say, with Asian cinema. All right, Full Moon, guys. We got two new arrivals from Full Moon. We've got Subspecies 5, Blood Rise. I think this is the how long has it been since the last installment of this? It's been like 20. I think that was part of the press release, if I remember correctly. They're like, it's been 24 years since the last installment, something like that. And a lot of the people that have come back, part of the original, the legacy cast has returned. And in the Netherworld, which is, we've got original Video Zone and Full Moon trailers for this. Uncut and remastered from the original camera negative. I love when this era, the era of Full Moon. So we've talked about the Empire Pictures stuff, 90s Full Moon coming after Empire when he had to rebuild, when Charles Band had to rebuild. By the way, he's written a great book. Is it called Confessions of a Puppet Master? I read it. It was a gift to me thanks to Joshua Jabkuga, who sent that to me for my birthday last year, I think it was. Anyway, great book. I read it. It's a really interesting take on independent filmmaking. But that era of film was so creative, and I don't think we're going to see the likes of it again. I know Charles Band is still making movies. They have very small budgets. There was something about the 90s and that video market, though the 80s into the 90s. The creativity and the budgets were there to do really interesting things. It was a magical time. This is from Synergetic. This is Junkhead. It's a stop-motion movie from, is this new? 2021. Set in a dystopian future. I'll let you read it. Was anything going on in here? No. All right, winding down, guys. From Film Movement, we got two South Korean films. They both have Actually, I was going to say they both have bonus features. This one does not. It does have... Nope, it doesn't even have... It doesn't even have interior artwork. This one does. This one has... They tell you, like, the story. Like, I love this when Film Movement does this. They're like, let's talk to the director about this. And it has a bonus short film, The Moths Will Eat Them Up. High praise for this. And this is, these sort of things are off my radar because I'm flooded, frankly. I'm flooded with movies to watch and to review. And like this stuff, I'm like, I've never heard of it, so it goes kind of on a back burner. But look, critics pick from the New York Times, certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes. That's the winner of multiple... winner of the Torino Film Festival, winner of the Gyeonggi International Film Festival, winner of the Korean Association of Film Critics Award. Like, I don't know. That looks like something I need to get to as soon as I can. From what did they call it? Cheesy Movies. So there's a Cheesy Flicks, and this is Cheesy Movies. We've talked about these guys before. They do very low, like this is like VHS quality, maybe sub VHS quality, but of cult movies that you can own, which is cool, right? You have it on a hard copy, like they did the original Fast and Furious from the '60s, Roger Corman. By the way, when the Fast and the Furious, when the modern Universal movie franchise, the Fast and the Furious, became a franchise, they had to go buy the title, the Fast and the Furious, from Roger Corman because he made a movie about that. It might have even been I think it was the '50s. She-Wolves of the Wasteland. And you can see what the video quality is like. But the point is, it's a collectible. And you have the movie. Terror at Red Wolf Inn, also from the same company. There's your video quality. This, I know nothing about this, but I love this art. I mean, I love this art. There's no way the movie is going to live up to that artwork. There's no way. But when does it, right? I mean, you look at the art on these classic exploitation movies. I mean, what year is this? This has got to be after Star Wars. 79. There you go. I mean, come on. That is amazing. The use of color, the fact that the logo is a spaceship. This guy's smoking a cigarette inside of a space helmet. I mean, come on. Sexy retro from the saucy 70s. Aliens crash land in England when their cargo ship malfunctions. The aliens carefully observe humans, particularly the men. They abduct 4 males for their sexy research. Come on. Okay. We're almost done. So Oppenheimer, this is a documentary. You tell these are cashing in. Who is this? This is it doesn't even say who this is from. It has no distributor or copyright. Like, it just says Oppenheimer. Okay. Genius or madman. They're cashing in. This is exploiting Oppenheimer, obviously. But so you're aware. And I wanted to shout this out. So this is the new reissue of the Mummy trilogy on 4K. I say reissue because years ago, this was, the Universal has always been kind of on the bleeding edge of what's happening with 4K. Most of the classic monster movies are in 4K now, and we've talked about them. And in fact, you can. Oh, there they are. You can't see them. They're on the shelf. You can't see them. So this was the previous version of the Mummy on 4K, and it's just abominable packaging because I know a lot of us collectors can't stand this. The discs are in this. You just drop them into these slots, and it's bad because look, there's no way to get this out without pulling on it, which I just had to do. And also, like, direct scratching on the surface side of the disc. No collector likes that. No collector likes that. So, in a notable development, Universal has just reissued the original Mummy trilogy. It's the same discs, but guess what? Standard packaging with the trays. So, I just wanted to shout that out because I think that that's really, really cool. I don't think that there was any announcement or anything like that. I think that it's kind of something that they just did. Maybe I missed it. But I wanted to talk about it because I think more and more we're seeing that previous kind of packaging does damage discs over time. And I mean, that set, it's hard to find a good review for that set because the discs were coming out damaged. So this is great. And I think I just wanted to, like, I want to give credit where credit is due. I want to say, like, attaboy when an attaboy is deserved. And I think that's a big old attaboy. So, all right, we got, I think this is like 38 individual releases. Let's talk about them in the comments below. What are you most interested in? What will we be picking up? Some of the stuff that I haven't had a chance to see yet. Do you any recommendations? Let's talk about it. Have you seen Spaced Out? It's maybe the winner of the whole haul. Not really, but it's definitely the best cover art from the whole haul. All right, going on too long about it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time. Oh, by the way, remember to subscribe to this channel so you never miss any new. Hold on, I'm gonna hit this real quick. People ask, why subscribe? Because you don't see what I want you to see if you're not subscribing. You are a slave to the YouTube algorithm unless you subscribe and ring that bell. The other day, just last week, somebody said, hey, I enjoyed that video you put up today. And I said, I didn't put up a video today. And they're like, oh, you know, it was the one about so-and-so. And I was like, what? It was from a year ago. It just popped up in their feed because YouTube serves you whatever it thinks you want to watch. Somebody said to me one time, hey, why all you do is unboxing videos? I was like, I don't do hardly any unboxing videos. Come to find out, they watch an unboxing video, then that's all YouTube served them was my unboxing videos. They don't show you what I want you to see. They show you what they want you to see. They're trying to give you more of what you're already watching. And that's not being in charge of what you watch. That's not being in charge of your own media. So we're all about control here. We're all about being in charge of our own destinies and not at the behest of some corporation or algorithm. I would encourage you to subscribe. It helps Cereal at Midnight to get seen. It helps you to see the videos that I put up without you having to wait a year for them to pop up in your feed. It's a win for everybody. That's why you subscribe. Please do. And remember to head over to CerealAtMidnite.com. Check out my written reviews. There's an archive with hundreds of reviews with deeper, more meaningful conversations about the stuff that I care about. And again, not all of this is stuff that's going to show up in a review, but definitely the Franco Nero stuff, the Damiano stuff, Damiani, and Primetime Panic too. I mean, look, there's great stuff here, and I want to talk about it. This just isn't the forum for it. So stay tuned. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.